Are you feeling trapped by fear and constant anxiety? I've got a plan to help you reclaim your life, and it starts right here. I've noticed a worrying trend among my patients lately. They come to me, their hands trembling, describing a growing sense of dread that seems to have no end. I can't bring myself to take the tube anymore, one patient confessed. It's irrational, but every time I'm on a train, I can't help but wonder. They trailed off, but I understood their fear. The recent stabbings on the Doncaster to London train had left a deep impact. And it's not just this incident. Every time I turn on the news, it's another horrifying story. The prisoner mistakenly released, knife attacks in multiple locations. It feels like we are living in a never-ending cycle of fear, as if society is crumbling around us. But here's the twist: statistically, we are living in one of the safest periods in modern history. Robbery and burglary rates have plummeted, and overall violent crime has halved since 2005. So why do we feel so terrified? Why are my patients, normally rational individuals, suddenly afraid to travel or even step out after dark? The answer lies in the nature of modern information. We are no longer just hearing about local incidents. We are bombarded with news from across the country, instantaneously. Social media algorithms, designed to keep us engaged, serve up the most shocking content, fueling our fears. Our brains, evolved to respond to threats, can't differentiate between a danger nearby and one far away. It all registers as a threat, leaving us on high alert. As a psychiatrist, I'm particularly concerned about how this constant news cycle can exacerbate existing anxiety disorders. The catastrophic thinking associated with anxiety finds validation in every news alert, creating a vicious cycle. I've seen patients who were managing their anxiety well, suddenly spiral after a weekend of intense social media exposure to violent incidents. The news provides a hook for their fears, making everything feel more urgent and threatening. So, what can we do? How do we function when our nervous systems are on edge every time we step out? Be mindful of your news consumption. If checking the news multiple times a day is worsening your anxiety, limit it to once a day. Choose a specific time, like breakfast, and then step away. You don't need real-time updates on every incident. Remember, our brains are not great at assessing risk accurately. We worry about stranger attacks while happily driving cars, which statistically pose a greater danger. Build your confidence gradually. If you're avoiding trains or public spaces, start with small steps. Take a short journey at a quiet time, bring a friend for support, and use calming music to ease your anxiety. Acknowledge your anxiety without fighting it. When you feel anxious on the train, don't berate yourself. Instead, notice the feeling and say to yourself, "I'm feeling anxious right now." Then, look around and observe the ordinary people going about their lives. This helps ground you in reality. Talk to your loved ones, especially children, about these fears honestly but proportionately. Bad things can happen, but they are rare. We take sensible precautions, like being aware of our surroundings, but we don't let fear control our lives. Focus on what you can control. You can't prevent every tragedy, but you can spread kindness. Check in on anxious friends, build connections, and create a community. These are powerful antidotes to fear. The world isn't falling apart, even when it feels like it. We are just hearing about every little crack more loudly than ever before. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something a bit lighter. I recently got hooked on The Celebrity Traders, and the final episode, where Alan Carr emerged victorious, was a fascinating insight into human nature. Time and again, suspicions about Alan's loyalty were dismissed by the group, revealing a crucial aspect of how we assess trustworthiness. The halo effect came into play, where our positive perception of Alan, as relatable and funny, influenced our judgment of his honesty. Alan's win showcases the power of our pre-existing beliefs. We struggle to believe someone we like and trust could be deceitful. The brilliance of The Traders is that it's not just a game show, it's a social experiment that exposes our vulnerabilities. We trust faces over facts, emotion over evidence, and our perceptions over reality. And Alan? He understood that the best disguise is to be exactly who people expect you to be. Lastly, a word about NHS management decisions. The recent news that University Hospital Southampton Trust is scrapping free tea and coffee for staff left me speechless. While it may save £50,000, it sends a clear message to exhausted healthcare workers: you're worth less than a digestive biscuit. I've worked in hospitals where a tea break was the only thing keeping us going during marathon shifts. That cup of coffee is a lifeline, a moment of respite and human connection. It's frustrating to see management prioritize saving a few pounds over the well-being of their staff. Morale is already low, and recruitment is challenging. Yet, they choose to cut tea over addressing these issues. Some savings are simply not worth making, especially when they undermine the very people who keep our healthcare system running. On a more serious note, the NHS has issued a flu jab SOS, and I can't emphasize enough the importance of getting vaccinated. Flu is deadly, and while the vaccine isn't perfect, it's our best defense. If you're eligible, book your flu jab today. Don't wait. This isn't about being tough, it's about not ending up in A&E, relying on exhausted healthcare workers to save your life. And finally, a prescription for better mental health: 3 good things. Before bed, write down 3 positive things that happened during the day and why they occurred. Practicing gratitude has been shown to reduce stress, improve sleep, and strengthen relationships. It trains our brains to focus on the positives, creating a lasting impact on our mental well-being. So, let's start small and notice the little things: warm water from the tap, a friendly text, or a timely bus arrival. These moments of gratitude are powerful medicine.